And now, Freelance Heroism presents Dragon Heist.
Hey everybody, welcome to Freelance Heroism. My name is Dees.
And I'm Rachel.
And before we even get started, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who donates at the Patreon, in particular, those who donate at the producer tier. Rachel, would you like to let us know who they are?
I would love to. So we want to say thank you to Nate, Breakmeister, Vox of Astora, Orient_Tiger, Rebecca, Chris Deeds, Chris Sones, Christopher Hildebrand. Thank you so much, you guys.
We really appreciate it. You help us make a better show for everyone. We need to do maybe another type of roll-in because I am fucking this up every week now. But I like them so much that I want to get it right.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
We do appreciate it. We really do. My tongue doesn't want to always listen to me when I tell it to say words, but Rachel, we have two things to talk about. I don't know which one I want to talk about first. What do you think?
Okay.
Sort of discussed prior.
Yeah. Why don't we continue our conversation that we were just having?
Okay. So we were talking about George R.R. Martin, right? And how his writing has become slow.
I think it's been slow. I don't know if it's become slow.
It's become slower.
Yeah.
It has continuously become slower. Right. And I think that this last bit has become the most slower, or more slow anyway. It would normally be because of the weight of having a show at the same time as So like the other ones came out, but the show wasn't like this worldwide hit on HBO that everyone in the universe knows about. You know, if you said Game of Thrones to someone before Game of Thrones was on HBO, some people might know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I had never heard, like, I love to read, and I had never heard of the series before the show, like, came out.
Right. So that's what I mean, right? Is that A Song of Ice and Fire was really popular amongst fantasy people, but not really so popular that everyone knew about it. It wasn't like ubiquitous. It's not like, It wasn't
like Lord of the Rings.
Right, not like Lord of the Rings. Perfect example, yeah. But even then, Lord of the Rings became popular after Lord of the Rings was out.
Yeah.
Well, let's think about this then. Is it better to become, as a fantasy genre, more well-known because of the movie or because of the TV show, or to live in obscurity and sort of not get watered down? What do you think?
I think it's all right to gain popularity through, like, if your book becomes a movie or a TV show, because it's just been translated into a new media that reaches more people. And while not everyone who watched, like, Game of Thrones is going to go and read all the books, a lot of people are.
Right,
like,
but then you have to live with the stigma of the comparison, right?
Yeah, that's definitely going to happen.
And does that make it difficult? Because now your work has to go up against the HBO work, right? So let's say you're George R.R. Martin. You make this book, and it's really good, and you like it. Everyone loves it. But then HBO goes out and makes a show, and for no fault of their own, it's easier to watch a TV show than it is to read a book.
Yeah.
It takes less time, generally. So do you think that there's something to that they're sort of getting all of your content and making a show that sells really well? And yeah, you're getting paid for it, but now your book, like, George R.R. Martin has this in a weird time, right? Like, he wrote a bunch of books, then they made an entire series of a show, 8 seasons, right? And then now he's got to go finish writing the rest of the book. Wow, what do you think is going to be harder? The book 5, book 6 during the show, book 7-ish, or whatever. What do you think?
I would say probably. Well, book 6 hasn't come out yet. He hasn't finished
He's writing
it.
He's writing it during the show's
Yeah.
tenure.
I think probably that one, like the one that you're writing the same time as the show is coming out, because there's going to be a lot of comparisons. And I mean, already in the book series versus the TV show, there are very different like plot
For
points
sure.
that happen.
For sure.
I feel like that probably the one he's doing now is the most difficult.
Yeah. Well, I mean, would you think that after the show is done and
Mhm.
it's out of the public zeitgeist for a little while,
Yeah.
do you think that the next book, after, let's say this one comes out, let's pretend that this new one comes out and everyone's a huge fan, right?
Uh-huh.
And then things die down for a little bit.
Mhm.
And then the next book comes out.
And then 45 years later, the next book comes out.
Well, let's just pretend that the next one comes out because of the lack of pressure or whatever, the fucking stars aligned. Next one comes out pretty quick. Let's say a couple years, right?
Okay.
Does that book get as much readership? Do you think that the people who watch the show, who came back to read the books, the people you brought in from the show,
Mhm.
do you think they'll stick around for the next book, or do you think they just tune it out?
I don't think all of them will come back, but I think a fair number probably would. There may even be people who like just read like maybe they were a fan of the show and then they just read the last book
To
because
finish up the story.
yeah, because I've seen
Yeah, good luck, guys.
I've seen stats of like TV shows, like viewership, and then on like a season finale or a series finale, like all of a sudden the viewership is, maybe like double what it has
Right.
been normally. Like people tune in just to see the ending. Like they haven't been keeping up with it.
That's weird. That's a weird thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right. Because I was just watching something about the finale of another show. What was it that we're watching? It was the Friends finale thing.
Oh.
They were talking about the Friends finale thing was like, it had like a blow up in numbers for the finale of Friends.
Mhm.
And I'm like, bitch, if you didn't watch the 6 episodes prior, does it matter?
Yeah, but I don't know.
Right.
A lot of people, I guess they drop off, but then they're still like, oh, I want to see how it ends, which it must be confusing. Like,
Yeah.
if you miss like 10 episodes or really like a few seasons even, and then you come in for the finale and you're like, who is that? Oh, where is like this other character that I really liked? Oh man, so-and-so died?
Imagine watching just Return of the Jedi. Who the fuck is the Jedi? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's back, but who the fuck is he? And where did he go?
Why
Why
do
is the trash can and the bronze dude chatting? Yeah, I mean, this is a weird thing. Why is that space slug on a boat?
That reminds me of when Firefly, the TV show, came out.
Oh,
I
you told
never-
me about this and it makes me so angry.
I never watched it, and then they did the movie, and I wasn't gonna see the movie, but a lot of my nerd friends were like, "No, the movie's great. You don't have to watch the TV show or know what was
That's
happening to watch the
Who lied
movie."
to you, liars.
I was like, "I can just watch the movie," and they're like, "Yeah, you can just watch the movie, and then if you want to later on, you can go back and watch the TV show." And I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, I guess you could do that. It's like you could technically wipe your ass and then take a shit, I guess.
And I saw it like in the theater. Like I went to this crowded theater to watch it, and I was so confused for the whole movie. I was like, who is that? Who is this like old guy? Why do I care that he's dead?
Oh,
Like who
man.
is this lady that shows up like a third of the way into the, like, why does everyone care who this like lady is?
Are you talking about Inara?
Yes.
That's my lady. It's not just any lady. That's my lady.
Like, why does this little girl know kung fu? What is happening?
In all
I
fairness, everyone was sort of in the dark on that one.
And then, like, after I saw that, I hated it because I didn't understand what was going on or why I should care about any of the characters or like who these like cannibal alien dudes were or whatever. And I did not go back to watch the show for like years afterwards. Like I was like, I don't care about this series. I don't care about
It's so good. I remember the first time I watched Firefly being like, it was like episode 2 or something like that. And I remember being, or well, it's not the first time I saw it, but it is the first time I watched it in order. And I was like, this show is amazing. The show is so good. When Malcolm Reynolds on the train job kicks dude into the fucking fan, into the engines of the plane or the ship, I lose my mind every time. Captain Malcolm Reynolds has some of the quotes that he goes, my days of not taking you seriously are sure coming to a middle.
Yeah.
That's a fucking amazing line. Everything about me loves that.
I finally saw the show, like, it was literally years later, and it was on Netflix. Like, I didn't even seek it out. It was on Netflix, and I was bored.
You know, I know you can't wear out like Netflix like you do an old VHS, but I put an effort in on fucking on Firefly. So you watched it on Netflix?
Yeah.
Like, it was a couple years ago, right?
It was a few years ago, yeah.
Man. It's not on Netflix anymore.
No, I don't think it's been on Netflix for a long time.
Damn it, I really want to watch Firefly. That's what I'm doing. I gotta go watch Firefly. I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna get it, but I gotta go get it. All right. Rachel, do you think we have a good intro here?
I think so. I think we should probably go to this week's episode.
We gotta cut this short. I gotta go watch Firefly somehow.
All right. Well, this is Dragon Heist, episode 18, Life Orc Death Situation.
Fuck yeah, this is one of my favorite episodes.
Is it?
Uh-huh.
What happens?
I have no idea. I honestly do not recall this episode, but it's probably good. Seems like it would be. But we don't know exactly what information he knows that would be valuable to us yet. Does that make sense? He might know something that doesn't seem applicable that later on would be.
That might, yeah.
Let me talk to Anders real quick.
Yeah, talk to Anders.
All right, you head back up front. Anders is at the desk.
Sergeant.
Hey, what's up, Raven?
We have reason to believe that this prisoner could be much more useful to the destruction of Xanther's guild if he was in our employ. Now, you could say whatever you want about whether or not punching a noble deserved the death penalty or not. You know how I feel about it. That being said, would it be safer for him to exist in the periphery and not commit any more crimes while also aiding in the destruction of the guild that has been causing so much trouble? Or to just kill him and let the rest of the syndicate continue on doing its own thing? Seems to me morally reprehensible to try to sate your bloodlust while allowing the entire enterprise to continue unchecked. Wouldn't just the risk or the chance of him being able to help us be worth it? And if he's terrible and doesn't get us results, you can off him later.
Raven, if it were my call.
Whose call is it?
The magistrate.
How is he going to be put to death?
Most likely beheading behind the wall. They don't do this public. They do it up the castle.
How long do we have?
Technically, he still has to go to trial. The trial hasn't started yet, but it's going to be pretty quick. I haven't seen trials like this take too long. Magistrate will come in. He'll hear the charges. Renaer will get called in to witness. Renaer will testify of what happened. We'll get called in a witness. We'll testify what happened. Could be closed in a day.
We helped with that situation in the street. Would you agree?
I'm not saying you didn't.
Right. So it could be argued that maybe you do us a favor. A little one.
What kind of favor can I help you with inside the law?
A delay. Maybe he was doing some sort of work for you in the holding cell. maybe he was sweeping and you just needed to let him finish up. Maybe he was in the laundry room helping with the linens, and it's just going to be another couple of hours. Just buy us some time while we go speak to this rich guy and try to get this guy to help us out. That way, maybe you could go back to doing what our jobs normally are instead of having to chase down petty criminals in the street in a gang war. Wouldn't that seem better for everyone?
You never change.
I change, just periodically, to no great effect.
I'll tell you what. He pulls up a report across his file. He lifts up the paper on his desk and he slides it to the bottom of it. And he drops the stack of paperwork on it.
Excellent. Thanks.
I can't promise, but any case files I get today will go on top of that.
All right. Well, I owe you. I'm going to bang on my shield.
Raven. He just taps in the shoulder. Don't let me catch you on the other side of this one.
Oh, you won't catch me.
I like you. Don't want to see you on the other side of those bars. This dude ain't worth it.
You couldn't get me on the other side of those bars. I'm going to push him. I'm like, all right. Hey, we need to go talk to some fancy rich boy. Hey, Princess Kingdom, do you know where those guys live? Or do you guys have like a mailing letter?
Are you talking about Renaer?
Yeah.
David, do I know where he lives?
No, but Volo does.
We would probably have to ask Volo since they're friends. Volo might be at the Yawning Portal. He usually hangs out there.
Think your dad could get us a private booth? Think he could set that up where we could have time to talk with Volo?
I don't know if they
Can you
have
get some
private
bottle service?
booths.
You think is your dad available for dance lessons?
Are we going into the champagne room? What the hell? I think Volo just basically owes us ad infinitum here. So, I mean,
That's fair.
I
He did
should-
give us a house, didn't he?
yeah, he did. Yeah, well, I mean,
Well,
I
it
think
didn't.
he's
It was
paid
a
up.
reward.
It was a reward,
Yeah.
but
It was a house for a simple task. That seems like a lot.
nobody
a
ever
mansion
accused
with a
him.
ghost butler built right in.
Nobody ever accused him of like understanding the fair value. I don't think it would be difficult to get Volo to get us back in contact with Renaer.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do that then. What do you think? And while we're at it, we can grab some lunch.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Unless you're still full up from your muffin.
All right. Yeah, you guys exit the Dock District's guardhouse and grab a buggy, and I guess you head off to the Yawning Portal.
Yes.
We should just get horses. Wouldn't that be easier than having to get one of these damn carts all the time?
That is possible, yeah.
Yeah.
Shitty ass Ubers.
Were you guys going to try to talk to Midnight before you guys left about the body, or no?
I was
still
gonna ask him if he was still there.
Yeah, he's still there. He has a meeting with Kresk afterwards, remember?
Mhm.
Yeah, but he's not going to have his meeting for a little while now. So we
Well,
got him.
the meeting, it will happen, but the delivery has now been extended a while.
Okay.
It's gonna have to wait a bit for those spare parts.
So, no, he's sitting outside with a book open.
It's a book of my favorite tasty crocodile recipe.
101 ways to fry alligator.
Possum scrotums, deep fried and battered.
He stands up as you guys are leaving to head in.
Doctor?
Mr. Trichet.
Well, I believe we are done with our discussion. I'll give you plenty of time for you to go have yours. However, I think we may have inadvertently delayed your ability to receive your bounty, as it were, when all this is said and done. I do apologize for that.
It's fun. It just normally, when it comes to, for the science in the school, Dr. Midnight finds that criminals are easier to ask for the remains than family members. They seem to get upset when you ask for the after remains.
Can I have grandma's skin?
He looks over.
That's not rude, is it? To just come right out and ask for grandma's skin.
Uh,
Mr. Kavir. 'Tis not rude if you do it the right way.
I don't know what that means.
well, you since we're speaking about remains, just out of curiosity, there was a gentleman that we had to defend ourselves from a few nights ago. I wouldn't suppose by some chance you happened to get his after remains. I believe he was a half orc, if my memory serves me correctly.
He puts the book away in his pocket, opens his satchel, and he pulls out a ledger. He starts flipping through pages.
I turned him into these pants.
Half orc. No, I did not purchase the half orc. Though, but I do know where it is.
Yeah, I was about to say you didn't purchase it, but that would imply that you had the opportunity.
Actually, the City Watch was holding on to it at the time, and I wasn't going to make another round that day back to when they were finished with it to make the offer. Dr. Midnight. It is in the City of the Dead.
Oh.
What?
The City of the Dead, the catacombs, the graveyard.
Right.
There's a district of the city that we like to put our dead.
Right. The graveyard district, like all cities have.
Well,
The
so with that-
boneyard, if you will.
yeah. So would that imply now that the after remains are free, so to speak?
Grave digging's a crime.
Oh, what if it's for science?
Then, with the right scholastic order, it's attainable.
Well, I can attain orders. That's one of my specialities. Far be it from me to suggest we go a grave robbing, but if we think we could procure something and Dr. Midnight could give us a hand, then maybe it's worth a shot. See if we can get any more information. The fact that there's a mind flayer running free, the fact that mind flayer works for Xanathar, has me greatly concerned.
What you need to do is you need to go find a human named Ambrose Everdon.
Why does that name sound familiar?
Everdon?
Everdon. He is a grizzled old champion of Kevmore that watches over the city of the dead. He has issues lately with a necromancer that has been plaguing this, that he's not been able to catch, that has been trifling through the city of the dead, raising things at different hours. He's only found the creations, he hasn't found the actual necromancer. He'd be willing to parlay with anyone willing to deal with said necromancer.
Okay. What do you think? You wanted to hit that one up after we talk to Volo?
Yeah, I think so.
We can set up a meeting with Renaer, maybe.
He writes a letter, or he writes a quick note. He folds it up and hands it to Shay. Let him know that Dr. Midnight sent you. He'll speak open freely about the necromancer.
Will do.
It's
Kindly.
kind of an embarrassing situation when a champion of Kevmore can't control his own graveyard.
I'd imagine so. Well, thank you kindly.
He nods. He walks in. Sergeant Anders. Prisoner. I hear you may be dying. That's all you hear as you walk through the back.
Well, shall we head to the yawning portal for a meeting and lunch?
Sure.
Yes. And dance lessons.
And dance lessons.
I wonder if that's a euphemism. Do you think he really wants to give people dancing lessons, or do you think it's just how he moves on people? He's just like, hey, girl, you want to learn about dancing?
I don't think my dad was hitting on you.
This is not the first time he has.
Different universe.
He knows what he likes.
Could be the lambada, the forbidden dance. It could be a little of column A and a little of column B.
Little column K, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. With a little column D.
Little. Okay. So,
Doesn't take you guys long, but you guys are already down in the docks and you guys reach the yawning portal.
okay. So then I guess we enter and say, Volo, you son of a bitch. Also, I'll take a number 4. Where is that Renaer? We want to talk to him.
Vol kind of looks up across the room at you. As you guys walk in and say that, the room kind of gets quiet for a minute as everyone kind of looks around. And then everyone kind of goes back to what they're doing, and you guys see another group of adventurers going down the hole towards Under Mountain. Volo waves you guys over. Bonnie comes by. You said a number 4?
Number 4.
All right. The others?
I got 2 number 2s.
All right.
Rich is like, I'll have a 3.14 and a 6.15.
I don't know, something light.
She'll have a -4.
She nods. Are you guys going to eat with Volo, or are you guys going to have your own table?
With Volo.
Yes.
Volo's like, oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. I'll bring it over. She goes in the back.
Adri just has like that entitled, I'm a rich person. She just sits down at this table.
I'd
You
like
don't even know
like-
what you ordered. They're just going to bring you like,
Just bring me something.
this is the fish heads combo.
Volo just looks up like, you want Renaer?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, his mother left him the November house. It's the 4-story mansion up in the castle ward.
Princess Kingdom.
Yeah, I believe it's
right
actually
next door to Adrian's. That's
I believe it
Oh,
is
you
actually
bitch,
down the
didn't know
way.
where you lived.
I believe it. You guys refer to it as Princess Kingdom.
That's the one.
That's what he refers to it as.
Everyone
Yeah,
refers to it as
it's
that.
It would be funny if Adri knew where he lived the whole time, but she just wanted to go to Yawning Portal to get lunch.
Like, I love the fish head combo platter.
I figured it
No.
was just because Adri's house was so big she didn't realize she had neighbors. And she's like,
That's
"Oh,
what it
yeah."
is.
so
I've never taken the train over that far.
So that's the thing that blocks the sunlight from coming in my house
Mm.
when I'm out on the east lawn.
Bonnie comes back over and slides number 4 in front of you. 2 number 2s in front of Trichet and Toast in front of Adri.
Thank
Fish
you.
heads and toast. Fish heads,
Something like-
toast, and turkey butter.
She nods and heads on back. You guys hear a strum of a lute off in the corner.
Is it my dad?
Yeah, he's in the corner playing.
I waved to my dad.
He gives you a head nod.
You here for the turkey butter? I'm gonna lean over and be like, he tried to teach me to dance. No joke.
Are you telling me that?
I'm telling everyone at the table that.
Well, I was like, you should have taken him up on it. He's one of the best dancers in town.
I don't think that's what he meant. I think he wanted to teach me the old 2-step.
The horizontal mambo, if you will.
The horizontal hula.
By the way, this turkey butter is excellent. Is it freshly squeezed?
It is. I hear there's a nobleman who only bathes in turkey butter.
Yeah.
Volo kind of just like shrivels. Oh yes, that town. I convinced a set of bards to go out that way, to work with the dwarf. I think their name was Bitchgate or Hitchgate.
Bitch Date is our rival band.
I was gonna say that's your cover
That's a
band.
cover band, yeah.
Okay.
Bitch Date. God.
So Volo just shakes his head. Goes back to his book. Well, why do you guys need Renaer?
We need to get a guy off of death row, and it needs to happen today.
Renaer would be the one to talk to. He knows plenty of nobles and he has plenty of friends, especially Renaer. Considering who his father was, he would be the one to talk to.
You want to give us an intro? Maybe you could help us grease the wheels a little bit.
You already know Renaer.
No, I know that, but I mean, you taking us there would be like more of his colleagues helping us out to push this theory that this would work.
Okay, I'll take you to the Neverember house, but I mean, he has it open to any of his friends. Anytime they want to stay there, any of his friends are
Look,
welcome.
it's not about knowing where it is or going there. It's about you being there with us to present a collective pitching group, right?
All right. Maybe it'll make a good story.
Yeah. What do
The
a writer,
laws
a
of
soldier,
Waterdeep.
doctor, a politico, and a tinkerer have in common? They all want this guy off death row.
Sounds like the world's worst bar joke.
I've written worse books, he says as he pulls out a new manuscript and sets it down and begins to write.
So, should we take this food on the to go, or should we just enjoy?
Oh, we can.
We can enjoy the Ludo song.
It's up to you guys. Well, I was like, I really have no plans today. I was going to sit here and write and listen.
Can you describe Ludo's performance for everyone? I'd really like to get a visual of what it looks like, because I know how I'm visualizing it, and I think it's different than it may actually be happening.
Ludo's sitting on the side of the stage with a lute, just pretty much leaned back against one of the pillars. Just he's strumming a lute.
That's totally different than I had imagined it. I just whenever I see him playing, because of the first time I met him coming on to me in a weird way, was like, I just imagine every time he plays something, he's like hip humping.
What he
So as he went like a cross between Elvis and Antonio Banderas?
Kinda, yeah, like a
I-
Zorro hump.
What I love is his character's left such an imprint on Deez. He thinks he's serenading him every time he runs into him
Yeah.
playing.
Mhm.
Well, in all fairness, he literally tried to take me back to his room. There was a point where I was like, I could get into character, and I could be Adri's stepdad by law.
No.
Oh god.
I'd be like, now see here, Ducky.
Oh my God.
You want to get a good education, you got to read. Gotta read.
All of a sudden, it's my two dads.
Technically, it would have been my three
Three.
dads at the end of last season.
Your third dad.
Yeah, it's true.
And Strahd. Let's not forget 4 dads.
Strahd is not her dad.
And there's a mirror copy of me, so it'd be 5 dads. You'd
No.
be dadded up. You'd be dadded the fuck up. You'd have so many dads. Your Christmases would be bonkers. Okay. So I'm looking around the table at everyone's food. I've already finished. I've been finished
Yeah.
for quite some time. And I'm looking around. You guys are so slow.
I'm on the number two.
That's a double.
All right,
So-
fine. I'll wrap up whatever I've got left and we'll eat on the
Alright.
run.
You guys head out with Volo then, and did Adri finish her light toast
Yes.
with a side of fish eggs?
Turkey butter.
Fish
So she-
eggs and turkey
so-
butter.
You guys head out. There's a couple wagons hanging outside of, or a couple buggies hanging outside of the yawning portal.
We should ask Renaer for horses. if we're really going to ask him to drop, charges against someone and save their life because,
Doesn't Adri value everything in ponies?
Ponies.
yes,
Yep.
everything.
She
yeah,
could get
that's-
us a good deal. How many ponies is this horse worth? One and a
One.
half.
Yeah, horses are more expensive than ponies.
Right. That's like dollars to quarters.
I think it would just be awesome for her to just walk around on a fucking Shetland pony everywhere.
She has one for each day of the week.
One
There's
for
a
each day
wallet
the
of holding where it just pulls out
It's
multiple
just
ponies.
ponies. It's just different wondrous figurines of ponies.
Yeah, so this Adri, instead of collecting sheets, collects ponies.
Where she makes it rain strippers die. Okay. So how long will it take to get to Renaer?
Less than a half hour. You guys are heading back up to Princess Palace area.
Okay.
It's
Kingdom.
Castle Ward.
Princess Kingdom.
Castle
sorry.
Ward.
So you guys reach Castle Ward, and not too long, you guys reach the Neverember estate. The gates are open. You see a couple of guys hanging outside.
We're here to see Renaer.
Oh yeah, he's inside.
Cool.
Probably I think 3rd floor.
Okay.
It's a Never Remember place now, just like just a continuous frat party.
Depends on the day.
Okay.
So
I used to live in that house.
you guys go in. And it's extremely clean, extremely well done. No pictures of his father anywhere, but you do see portraits of his mother around.
That must have been
Portraits of
nasty.
his mother and him, but yeah, no pictures of his father anywhere.
Oh,
So I guess make our way up to the 3rd floor.
Yeah.
You guys make your way up. I mean, you guys get stopped eventually about the 2nd floor by one of the house servants. May I help you?
Yes, we'd like to speak to Renaer.
Oh, this way, right away. May I tell him who's calling?
Yeah.
Adri.
Tell him Adrian and Tricky guy.
Adrian Tricky. Got it. She turns around and leads you guys up the next flight of stairs and through what seems to be a larger ballroom into a smaller private study where you do see Renaer in the room. He looks up. Hey, welcome. Take a seat.
Oh, thank you, Mr.
So-
Never Remember.
He looks over. Serena, can you get us some tea?
Serena.
So she nods quickly and
I don't like her.
she's
I
like,
don't know why. I don't know why. There's something about that bitch that makes me angry.
as she looks at you, you know what? A flower would brighten your day, and just walks to the doors.
Did she hand me a flower?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to fucking set it on fire. I've hated her as long as I can remember. Like really, right away. Like from day one, I didn't like her, and she never made it change at all. Look at David. He thinks it's funny. I don't. I've never thought. She goes in my lab and moves stuff that's important.
As a DM, I love bringing characters from one campaign to the other in the NPCs and just switching them into new positions and seeing how you guys interact with them.
Yeah.
I just
Next
love how
time you should switch her position to underground. Buried and not alive. Or maybe a
So-
torture victim, slowly being murdered, dehydrated and shriveled, changed to a wall, being beaten for her insolence. Spitballing ideas. You do you, man.
All right, but no, you Renaer motions you guys to take seats around.
Well, thank you for your hospitality as always.
Of course.
We need you to unmurder a guy.
As usual, my colleague has gotten straight to the point.
How did
Time's
I
a
have
factor.
I murdered somebody?
No,
No.
Okay.
no. Although I suppose not in a direct sense, but no.
The arrow's
Um,
been fired. It hadn't reached the target yet, and we need you to slap it away.
A little
What
more.
He's like, little more.
A little more information, please.
What my colleague means here is that there is a gentleman currently sitting on death row. He is scheduled to be executed, and someone you probably know.
You must mean the man that you guys brought out alive.
Yes.
The one that was responsible for kidnapping Floon.
Yes, that's the one. Mr. Kavir here certainly believes that his debt should be paid to society for his indiscretions, but he draws the line at senseless murder.
That's not what I mean.
The
guy look, people are punished for their crimes for sure. If he's being punished for kidnapping a guy, but he didn't kill anybody. So why is because look, this guy has information. He can get us a contact that can help us put his entire guild on ice.
kind of looks at you a little closer.
I'm bigger when you get closer. It's the way vision works.
Yeah. He looks around and as Serena puts the tea down, he motions for her to close the door.
And
And
be on the
leave.
other side of it when it closes.
Yeah, he motions for her to leave as she closes.
She just smells funny. I don't know why I don't like her. She just does.
She seems nice.
She's terrible. I don't like her.
He
Something
reaches.
she's probably a criminal.
No, she's
He reaches in and he pulls out a small leaf pen and he puts it on the table. And I want to tell you this because I trust you guys, and I don't want you to think I'm a fool. I work for the Harpers. So when I tell you that there is no way Crest can have any information on being able to topple Xanather, I know that for a fact. So if I'd appreciate if you just be straight with me.
I don't want him to die, but also he can get a foot in by giving us like a nod, a thumbs up. These are my compatriots. They helped me put us on good footing with them so we can get closer to Xanathar's guild higher ups.
He slides it away. All right. I appreciate you not wanting him to die. It goes with your reputation I had you looked into. I already knew Touche pretty well. The other two of you I didn't really know.
What'd you find out
Adri.
about her?
Adri?
Mm-hmm.
Her father wouldn't talk. He just said it was his daughter, and that's all I needed to know. Adri, how much do you know about your father's extracurricular activities?
Apparently not much.
Bard. He plays at the Yawning Portal a lot.
Raven had you did have a decent record of yourself. None of the captains had high opinions of you, but
I don't have high opinions of them either.
that's what they said too.
Yeah, well, it seems we understand each other.
You seem to value human life pretty well. Or, not human life, but life in general.
Hmm.
But you save mine, you save Floon's. I think it's fair for, I know a masked lord we can talk to
Excellent.
get it overturned.
Well, time is a factor.
All right, I'll talk to them tonight.
Tonight?
I
time
will
is
be-
more of a factor than that, as I understand it. As I understand it, it's probably what time? I'm gonna look at my armored wrist and be like, soon would be good.
Well, I know I wasn't supposed to be summoned to the tribunal for him for 2 days.
Okay.
But if you prefer, I can leave now and go speak to the masked lord and have a letter drafted up.
As soon as possible would be great.
I'll do it and get it done. Be wary of playing with Xanathar's guild. I don't want to see you guys, as he vouches for you, I don't want to see whatever he vouches actually get permanently stuck to you. If that makes sense.
No, it makes sense.
There isn't so many, there's only so many of these letters I can pull out of certain masked lords.
Mhm.
I'll get your letter.
Thank you. I owe
Of
you.
course. Now we're almost even. Well, it was Floon and myself's lives that you saved, so technically I've only paid you for one life.
True.
Don't worry, I'm not a man who counts my debts.
I could
I just
use some
make sure I
plate
keep
mail.
paying.
You want to give me a set of full plate? That'd be solid. Then we'll call ourselves even.
So,
I just looked that shit up a couple weeks ago. It's so fucking expensive. It's dumb. Dumb expensive.
oh yeah, it's stupid expensive.
Uh-huh.
So, but he stands up. He grabs his satchel and puts his book down. Once I finish, where should I find you?
What do you guys think?
Well, I imagine we're probably going to head to find Ambrose after this. So maybe back at Troll Skull Manor tonight.
All right, I'll meet you guys at your house.
Okay.
Sounds wonderful.
He gets up and he takes a glass of tea with him as he walks out.
You should fire that employee.
Not happening.
There's nothing but trouble. I don't know why I know this, but I do.
I've noticed that with you.
Something about her face, but makes me uneasy. She seems like she'd fuck with your things while you were away, and make it difficult for you to know where you put them.
Renaer just smiles.
Oh, that was a weird feeling that overcame me, guys. I don't know what that was.
It's called a
Utter-
5-hour energy shit.
This utter and absolutely uncontrollable hatred of this bitch. I mean,
Well, to be perfectly fair, as far as I've been able to tell, you don't really like much of anybody. So
well, that's not fair. I like
I've-
people.
okay.
I've been trying to keep people alive this entire time.
That's different from liking people.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is that not what that is? Okay, maybe I don't like people.
We'll start by trying to work on you not calling it a ghost butler anymore, and we'll go from there.
Do they buttle? Are they a ghost?
I think one of those statements is correct. I don't think the other one.
Buttle
quite so
ghost.
much.
Buttle ghost. Buttle ghost.
All I keep hearing is a whole ghost.
Butthole ghost.
Butthole ghost.
I think I just fucking never mind. Exercised a butthole ghost.
You exercise a plethora of butthole ghosts. All right, so
Well, if he's going to go take care of that, I guess maybe on to find Ambrose.
all right.
Ask him
What
some
book?
questions.
What book was Renaer reading? You said he put a book down on his desk.
He was reading Mordecai's Tomophos.
Okay.
Mordecai's Tomophos. Sorry,
How far away is the graveyard district?
Uh,
that is a good question, my good man.
Bone
My
Kingdom.
guess, yeah, my guess would be that since we're
It is
advanced,
literally
that's
next
fairly
door.
okay,
Next
that sounded-
door?
Yes. See, I'll show you the map. You guys are here in the castle ward.
Yeah.
The city of the dead's right here.
Why the fuck would they put the rich people so close to the dead people?
That is so totally not what I was expecting.
The City of the Dead is like really nicely landscaped, and there's like
Yeah,
art, and
it's-
people have like picnics and stuff there.
Yeah, it's
It's like a fucking
actually
country club.
Yeah, it's like a really fancy park.
Don't
It's
like
sort of like
that vibe.
Victorian era.
That
they were-
makes me super uncomfortable.
Let's go stroll amongst the dead people today, children. We'll have a picnic. You can run around and frolic,
Yeah, you can pick Nick out of his grave.
and maybe dig up Grandma.
Oh, Brendan. All right. All right. Okay, continue. So you guys, your buggy's still there. Volo's kind of upset that he's not reading his book, that he's reading Mordecai's, and all Volo complains about is he gets in his own buggy and leaves.
We should get our own buggy.
You don't have one?
Wait, do you mean you do?
I just like taking Ubers.
Rachel being so rich is off-putting. I'm so not used to Adri being rich because I remember she had that same piece of like turtleneck armor for like 1,000 years.
Oh, and all every money she got, she gave away.
Yeah, she was buying sheets like crazy, just throwing them on rando dead bodies. I'm like, this is in the woods. No one gives a fuck if this body is just out. All you're doing is making it difficult for the crows.
I just like making like ridiculously rich jokes.
Oh,
I don't know if like David's gonna actually let Adri have a buggy
Ludo
or whatever. I just think it's funny for Adri to casually be like, "You guys don't have your own."
I'm
I
surprised.
thought we were just slumming it for fun by taking Ubers all day.
yeah, really, just for funsies.
It's like fucking 6
So-
buggies parked in the garage out back.
Adrian knows that Ludo does own one that he keeps there.
Mhm.
And he has scolded her for taking it out in the past a couple times without
The
permission.
convertible horses.
Hey, you know how the song goes, fun, 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 till daddy takes the buggy away.
By the son of a Beach Boys. Okay, well, I guess let's walk
Little old elf from Pasadena.
Wouldn't it be beach bards?
to Murder Picnic.
Help me, Adrian, help.
Hey, Tricky, are you gonna finish that number 2? Just curious.
seems like you've finished enough number 2s of your own.
I finished a number 2 earlier. Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to eat the rest of my sandwich on our way to the cemetery.
Are there any like food carts on the way?
Did you not get enough breakfast this morning?
Yeah,
man.
you guys do run across a few food carts on the way. You can stop if you want to.
Yeah, I want to get a shit ton.
Just drive
Alright,
you the Jack in the
go for it.
Box.
Yeah, just one of everything. 2 of anything that looks good.
Yeah, he loads you up pretty quick.
Right on. This Kavir is big. He's a big dude. He wears armor and sweats all day long. He carries a shield that weighs more than Adri does. Like, this dude's burning calories fast. He needs to constantly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. Carrying that shield around will do it.
Not to
So-
mention, I have a hole in the back of my plate mail, or in the back of my splint. I just shoot it right out through that tube. It's like a car exhaust.
Alright. As you guys reach the City of Dead, you guys realize this is no drab cemetery. It's grassy hills and tended flower beds, and artfully placed clusters of trees and bushes, and beautiful sculptures surround the astounding architecture and the gravel paths that go throughout it all intriguingly as they flow. You actually realize that the place is actually full of mausoleums as well that they keep up. And as Trichet knows, those who can afford it memorialize the departed with sculptures, kind of making it almost a museum of those that have come before. For centuries, the major mausoleums here have been connected with an extra dimensional space to where the dead are taken and mourned and interred.
Whoa.
So,
Space Ghost.
but one thing that does catch Kavir's eye is the 60-foot high warriors monument. Depicts a circle of women and men striking down trolls, orcs, and hobgoblins and bugbears and barbarians, all of which are falling backwards and outward from the warriors.
I'm gonna
Above
walk
them,
towards that.
is a flying griffin rider who spears a skeletal knight whose breastplate bears the symbol of Merkel, the god of the dead.
Hmm.
And from there, there's the water that actually flows from the fountain. As you said, you approach it.
Mhm.
Okay, you approach it. You see the water, and it's clean. The whole area is nice. You can actually hear birds and some, such around as, the different trees and the paths go. You do see some people moving through, walking through. Not a lot, but you do see some right now.
Okay. I'm just gonna sit and stare at it for a minute, kind of in remembrance of fallen friends and.
All right. As he's doing that, what are you two doing?
I assume there's like some sort of memorial or something to Adri's mom.
Oh, yes.
Probably not nearby. I don't know if it's nearby or not, but
No, there is a mausoleum there, and there is a. Ludo did have a statue put up over it.
okay. So I definitely want to visit that at some point while we're here.
All right. You know where it's at.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm done. We can go check on that if you want.
All right. So-
I think in the meantime, is it immediately obvious where Ambrose would be? Does he just wander? Does he have like a permanent residence, within the city, or how does that work?
You do know there is a certain area where the paladins or the clerics of Kelvor gather. There is a shrine to Kelvor in here. That would be the first place to look for one of them.
Okay, then I would imagine that's where I'm going to head.
All right. Okay, he heads that way. Adri, are you going that way, or are you heading off to your mother's statue first?
I'll go with them first.
Okay. So you guys head off towards it. You guys see, as you guys approach, you see two. Actually, no, three. You guys see three of them there. You see one paladin champion standing there in lighter armor, just sitting there, just kind of praying at the altar. You see two others, kind of. They're nearby, almost kind of like they're guarding the place. One's a half elf in a black robe, long, half of his head shaved. The hair goes down the one side. The other one is a humanoid in heavier armor. He has a maul that's kind of leaning up next to him. His head shaved down both sides except for the center goes all the way back and down. Keeps it short, braided in the back, or long and braided in the back, but keeps it short. And the two of them are just kind of sitting there. The one in the heavy armor's eyes are just kind of like closed, and he's just like kind of leaning against the wall. While the half elf has his eyes open. He's made eye contact with you as you guys are walking up.
Just taking a load off, are we?
Yeah. It's no. There's no real action during the day for Kelmore's bidding. The city of dead is pretty much nobody messes with it normally, so there's no real need for us here.
Well, I'm gonna say our businesses sort of conflict. I'm gonna hold my hand out, like shake your hand.
The half elf leans forward and shakes your hand.
Got it.
He walks over and nudges the human, and he looks up and turns around. Then he signs to him quickly, and the man looks over and reaches out to shake your hand.
He signs to him like sign language.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He reaches out to shake your hand.
I shake it.
He gives you a firm shake, and he kind of leans back. The half elf, I'm Aslan. This is Nikolai.
Nikolai, Aslan. Nice to meet you. I'm Kabir the Raven.
Well met.
This is Adri.
Hi.
And this is Tricky. He's a politician, but he seems like a good guy anyway.
Nice to make you.
Trichet?
Yes.
Docs, right?
That's correct. Yes.
All right. No, well met. What brings you guys to the city of the dead?
Well, we were hoping to meet with the Mr. Ambrose Everdon.
You guys are lucky. That's him over there praying.
Well, I don't want to necessarily disturb him while he's in the middle of his meditation, but if you don't mind, I think we'd wait here until he's done.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll leave you guys to it. You guys seem like good folks, and plus me and Nikolai, with nothing going on in the city of dead until nightfall, nothing really happens either.
I was standing off to the side of Nikolai, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna move my hand back so that it's like behind his line of sight, and I'm gonna snap my finger a few times. Does he
Nothing.
turn?
No.
He's deaf, huh?
Mm.
All right, I'm gonna turn him, tap him on the shoulder.
He looks over at you.
You mind if I take a look?
Can you read signs?
No, I don't read sign, but
He looks
can read
over.
lips.
Yeah, he does. He looks over at Aslan. He signs. Aslan's like, "What do you want to look at?"
I point to my ear.
Nikolai's like, he shrugs.
All right, I'm gonna do a medicine check.
All right.
18.
All right. You don't see any damage that you can tell from,
Mhm.
but Aslan pipes in. He was born deaf.
Right. Both ears?
Mm-hmm.
Fully?
Yeah.
Interesting.
He's my half brother.
Right on.
So, but
Well, I'm gonna tell him about our mansion. And kind of, I'm just spreading the word every time we interact with somebody about if things ever get bad, you can't go to a hospital, you need somewhere to go. Come to the chop shop. I'll take care of you.
he
Full
signs over to
records.
Aslan. Aslan laughs. He likes the humor that you call it the chop shop.
Yeah. Well, sometimes that's all you can do.
You make Nikolai resigns again. Aslan laughs. He likes your humor.
Thanks. I like it too, I guess. I don't know.
Kind of takes a dark soul to do what we do.
I hear you.
But we'll let you be with Ambrose. And obviously, you guys are busy people.
Right on. Well, stop
You're
by.
like, You're like, Nikolai, let's go. Nikolai nods. Waves at you guys as he follows his brother out.
Right on.
Hi.
I suppose we're just going to sit here in tranquil silence until
Ambrose
Ambrose
stands
is
up
back.
after they leave.
We
Convenient.
fast forward.
Yeah. Ambrose is like, it's nothing personal, but Aslan will talk your ear off if you let him.
That's funny.
Nikolai's,
That's funny. I mean, it's not nothing weird or anything.
Yeah.
But that's objectively funny.
he motions you guys forward to take to the benches in the area. So, from what I overheard, you guys wanted to speak to me?
Yes, that's correct. We We learned from, I believe, a mutual contact we have, a Dr. Midnight, that we might be able to help each other out. And I pulled the letter that Dr. Midnight gave me and I handed it.
Thanks for listening to Freelance Heroism Plays Dragon Heist. If you would like to support us, please check out our Patreon. We're at patreon.com/freelance_heroism. We have different things there. Character journals, art, bloopers, stuff like that.
Our cast includes me as Dr. Kavir the Raven, Rachel as Adri the Highborn Artificer, Nate as Rain Trichet, Dockside Officiant, and of course, D-Walk as Dr. Midnight, and everybody else in the game. Thanks for listening to Freelance Heroism Plays Dragon Heist, and we don't invoice in this group. We'll be back next week with more episodes, so stay tuned. Hey, is this me?
Hmm?
Why is it doing that?
Doing what?
This meeting is being recorded.
I don't know. That's a new update. It did that when I started recording. It's never done that before.
This meeting is being recorded. I'm like, okay, cool. Why? We're recording this meeting.